Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome to our Sunday night crafting. So I have some origami for you tonight, and there's a reason for that. And tomorrow is National Origami Day, if I'm not mistaken. So I thought, right, I wrote in my diary that today I'm going to do my tree that I've done way back. I recorded a video for it, probably back in COVID. And it's a really nice one to do, and it's not that difficult. So follow along and I will show you what's going on. Okay, so let me get you down onto the table, move you across there, and here we go. So we've had a really busy weekend, crazy busy weekend. We've had the global Stampin' Up convention for leaders, and it started Friday night and it finished this morning, but it's all been silly times because it's a global thing. So we've had Americans, Australia, New Zealand, and all of Europe, and it's been crazy just trying to keep up. Plus, sandwich in the middle of that, a class. Jackie and I had a lovely class for 16 people over in Dis, a crafternoon tea, and then this morning I've been in Beccles, a small little group I do over there. So it's been a really full-on weekend. So I'm going to go back to these papers. Now, Jackie and I used these ones at the weekend, and everybody had such a fantastic time. I thought these were current, they're out on my table, so I thought I'd just use these this evening. Hi Angela, hi Linda, long time no see Linda. You enjoyed yourselves, I know, on Saturday. That's lovely. So these are, I've got some of these turned over the other way. There's actually 4 designs and I've got 5 here. So one of these is duplicated, that one is the same as this one. So you've got the 4 designs. I just turned them around so you've got some red on there as well. I'm going to be using the greens because I'm going to make an origami Christmas tree. So these are really gorgeous papers. They work so well. So I'm going to put those out of the way. I have cut a piece of this already, so I don't need that one, but I do need these to cut our trees with. Hi everybody joining on YouTube. Hi Lynn, Shaz, Marilyn. So I've cut 2 squares just to refresh myself as to how I fold it. So let's just get started. I'm going to use my little baby trimmer. Lots of compliments on this again today, but sadly we can no longer buy the little tiny one here. So what I'm going to do, you need to write, I haven't written it down anywhere, but I know the squares, this is 6-inch papers. Now, unfortunately, the first ones we're going to need is 3.5. So it's going to be just over that halfway point. Okay, so if you put that to one side, we're going to need a 3.5-inch square. So there's my 3.5-inch. I'm going to line them all up across the top of the screen here so that you can see them. So if I work out what I've got left, I've got a 2.5 here. So let me just have a 2.5 out of that one. Okay, we're going to go down in 1/2-inch increments, down as far as 1.5. So 3.5, 3, 2.5, 2, and 1.5. So I've got this piece here that we cut off. So we'll see what this one is. That's 2.5 as well. We only need one of that. So we're going to go to a 2-inch square. Okay, we can get most of it out of one sheet, not quite. 2-inch there. Just going to have to come back for this one, and then we're going to have a 1.5-inch square. So come down to this one, 1.5. So 1.5 and 1.5. My, that's tiny. Did I really do it that small? I must have done. And then we're going to just fill in that gap with the 3-inch one. So when you're doing this, your 3-inch, obviously you can get 4 pieces out of that if you just cut wisely. So I'm going to cut this at 3. We'll just put those out of the way, and 3 there. So you've got a nice little cascade there. So with one sheet and then one 3-inch square, that was worked out quite well. Okay, so these are all our pieces. I'm going to start with the largest before I go down to the smallest one because this is going to be so tiny to do. Hi Pam, great day in Dis. Yes, that was lovely. Thank you, Pam. It's good. I think everybody's enjoyed it so much. We've now said that I said on the day that it's so good that we would repeat it in the spring and maybe make it a quarterly special event over there. They were so welcoming and they'd love to have us back. So this is our 3.5-inch square. We're going to fold this in all directions. We're going to fold it in half. Okay, I make sure that the corners are both level. I'm going to come down in here with my finger and just come down to the center here. Now those of you yeah, gosh busy, Marilyn, absolutely crazy. So what I do with the bone folder, I try to avoid the middle point, because we're going to be making little points on here. So if you hold it in the middle and go either side, okay, and that's a lot easier. And then the same here, I'm going to fold it in half there, just run my finger down the center and go either side, miss the middle point and go left and right. Okay, now you've done into quarters, we're now going to do it diagonally, exactly the same. So the point at the top, bring a finger down there and then go left and right. If you start at the end, you're gradually pushing over a little bit, but come down in the center and left and right. I think I've said that before recently on something else. And then we're going to do it the opposite direction. So we want this way. So it's in halves, in quarters, and then diagonal both ways. Okay, it's something you can do on the television, on the lap tray in front of the television. So here's my square. I'm going to bring it up to the screen. So we've got that way, we've got that way, and we've got the halves. Now, here, you're going to just put your fingers on the middle pieces here and tuck those in. So think of this being your front of your tree. You're going to fold those in. So you actually, all those crease lines would just slot inside. Okay, can you see that from the top there? It should look good, okay. So, and then that's how it's going to be from the bottom. So you're actually poking those, alive. You're going to poke in those two pieces from the side. And then we're just going to squish it, okay? So that is our tree. So again, miss the middle point. If you bone fold over that too many times, go in each direction, you could end up with a hole. Possibly not, because our papers are such good quality, you might not. Now, we have got a pencil, a crease line down here. We're going to fold this one edge here into the center. I can feel where that ridge is. You won't see it on the camera probably, but where my fingernail is where the crease is. So I'm going to come down there like so. And then I'm going to do the same this side. Just pinch that top piece, bring those together in the center, and we're just going to bone fold that one. Okay, now this is our biggest section of the tree. So this is the base of the tree. And as we go up, we're going to get smaller. Okay, till we get to this little tiny baby here. So I'm going to put that one there, and we're going to do exactly the same again. So by the time you've seen this 5 times, you will know what I'm doing and you'll remember it. Because the live will still be there, and if you want to go back, there is another recording of it way back. Okay, so both sides, down in the middle and push out. Okay, I didn't bone fold the other one, did I? And then corner to corner. Okay. You're not going to see the middle really, so the inside, so it doesn't matter, you're just using the one side of the paper. And then this one the other way, so you're going to come into there, down in the center and out sideways. Okay, so as we then hold this, whichever one your last one, you're going to poke the sides in there. They do just come along those crease lines, so we've got it in the center and you've got it from the bottom again there. Okay, so if we squish it, okay, the point will naturally be there, so we'll leave that alone and just go either side. So we're happy it's nice and flat. And then we're going to come in from the center line here, where that crease line is, bring this outside folded edge into the middle, just twist it over. Okay, and then you're going to bring this one. I like to put my fingernail at the top of that point just to keep it nice and crisp. Okay, and there we come down that side as well. So miss the middle, okay, and just squash that down like so. So you'll see that that's now a smaller one of that, okay. So we'll work our way along these. It does get harder the smaller you get, which is why I started on the biggest one for you. Miss the middle on either side. So into the middle there. Left, right, bone folder, diagonally. Down the center, left and right, and the other diagonal. Down the center, left and right, that way and that way. And then we've done all 4 pieces now, diagonalies and crisscross. And then we're just going to make sure that these side pieces fold in, and that side, you just literally just poke it in on the crease. Okay, and we flatten it, miss the middle and go either side. So we're going to find, our nail will find the middle where that line is, that crease line. We're just going to turn that over into the center and bone fold that piece, and then nail up there and fold it into the middle, and that's going to miss that middle bit, and that's just coming out. So that's the third one. Okay, And then this little one here, it is getting harder the smaller you get, but you get the idea of it. So either side. It's a long while since I've done this one, but I looked up, I saw something that Monday is Origami Day, National Origami Day. So I thought this would be an ideal one to do for Christmas for tonight. Okay, down through the middle, left and right. And then the other way. Down through the middle, left and right. And then we've got our whole piece done. So this one's naturally wanting to go in, so I'm going to let that one go and then leave that one there. Marilyn, we were at the golf club. So it's on the outskirts of Diss. So coming from your way, you could come from Bury, you could come up to Palgrave, well, probably right through, and come through to Stuston and then just come off the Stuston roundabout. So we're down in the middle here. There's the crease line. Okay, it's very early days. We just had success yesterday. We just said we were going to repeat it, and the staff were so willing to have us back. Okay, they really enjoyed it as much as we did. So this is getting really tiny now, so you've got to have a bit of patience. So literally, I will crease all of that one, and then the other way. So we're doing the squares in half, and then bone folder. I have got big hands, but hey, look. So we're going to go diagonally now. So make sure that's nice and tight at the top there, left and right, and the other way in the middle there. And we're going to go out left and right. Okay, there we go. So now two of these will go inwards. That one's naturally going in. So make sure that that one goes in. And you can see that little deer little thing there. Okay, so fingernail on the centre. Fold this little one in. It is really going to be quite tight. So just got to roll that one over. Okay, and crease that down. And then this little one here. Once you've done it, starting from the biggest downwards, you'll get the hang of it and it will be easier. Okay, so I'm just going to do that one there. So there's our little one and there's our biggest one. Okay, so we're doing all sizes in between. Okay, so now I've got a piece of, leave them there, and I'm going to do the base card. Yeah, we'll do the base card next. Give my fingers a rest. So here we have, I've just got a piece of the liner here, of whatever rectangle size you want to go. Tend to go in a little bit tighter on that one. But I've got some scraps in here. You know I love my scraps. So I've got some pieces of this one. So I'm just going to find a narrow little strip if there is one. Even this one, look, that will be fine. So I'm just going to put a little piece across there. Or even down this side. Yeah, we'll put it on there. So because I've got my tweezers here, I'm just going to take the lid off the Tombow. And because this is on our mat, or if you've got the grid paper, we're just going to run this down the end. It's only slightly larger, so just start this off again. I've not used it today. I'm just doing one line down the centre really on there. And I'm just going to leave a square's width, and then I'm going to put that there and line it up this end on the squares there. So the white card is straight, and that's going to be straight. There we go, lift it up, just wipe that off there. A little bit of Tombow. So on here, I'm just going to snip that off. Had my scissors here somewhere. Where did they go? There. So snip that one off. If you do it from the reverse, it's a lot easier to see. Pop that in the bin because it's gluey. And then this little piece this end, I tend to like to hang over the end just so that you can see that it's definitely flush. Okay, and there we go. So I'm going to stick that one in the middle. Many times, there we go. You know where we were. It was really nice. We had the far end of the bar. It's a nice horseshoe shape, and the whole thing just went really, really well. I will post some photos, but I've had like I said, a hectic weekend. So this week's a little bit better, and then the next week is going to be hectic after that. So there's my liner. So on here, I've cut a couple of layers. I just wanted to put the dots on here so that the snowflakes will stand out from it. But we are going to add another feature on the front here, just to make it stand out that bit better. So I'm moving those out of the way. I'm going to do some die cutting. you know how I like to gut the middles out of card. Now I need to work out what size of my dies I'm going to put on here. I'm going to make a panel for the tree when we've built it to sit on. Now I tend to use, I've used a different shape or similar shape to this in the past. So I'm going to have, we could have a contrast colour, but we are green. The tree is really green. So I think I might go for the white. This one, the smaller one's going to be white, but this one might be a lighter shade of green. We've got garden green on the back, and we possibly want one of these to come on the inside layers. I think that one's too dull. I think it needs to be granny apple. So let's grab a piece of that. Yeah, that one will do fine. So what we're going to do, oops, a daisy. So this one we're going to cut along here, however it's more economical. So cut that one there. My big scissors are somewhere else in the room, so let me just trim around here gently. I'm going to cut that one, and then we're going to cut the middle out of this layer for this one, okay, just so we save waste. So I did bring the big boy over. Get my plates out. Oh yeah, we'll do that in a minute. So we'll put all the plates on. We've got the shim in here, the base plate number 1, the shim number 2. Then we've got a couple of layers of these. They have both been cut on actually, I think, so that's going to sit on there. I'll cut this one first. Quite clean plates, aren't they? I think I treated myself last week to a new set. Whiz that one through. Goes through so easily. Such a nice trimmer cutter. So we'll keep that one and we'll pop that in the scraps. Then this one, you place on there. So these dies are from the countryside corners. Okay, they were in one of the previous catalogues and they rolled over, so they're here till the end of this annual catalogue. Ones that haven't been out recently, so I do like to refresh things and give you something different to see. So we've done all of those. While I've got this in here, actually, I'm going to take these layers off, go back to the base plate and the embossing folder. I've got some snowflakes here, so I'm going to just snowflake this one. This is Snowflake Sky 3D folder, and I don't want too much white at the top, so I'm going to leave it low down here so we've got some good snowflakes in there, like so. Snowflakes are good, you don't have to have them straight because it's an all over mottled effect. There's no straight lines to match up, so that's pretty good. And then we have this grey plate on the top, and whiz that through too. I am making a tree. But I'm going to make it easy for you. You just need some grid paper, like I've got something, yeah, a mat, a board, something that you can use the layers on. So these two are going to come together. We're going to build these layers together. So there's my base. This is my middle layers. Okay, and then these will go on top. We have got a little layer in there, like so. And then the tree will sit on top of here. So at the moment, I'm going to do this all flat. So this is just going to have the Tombow around here. Use the Tombow sparingly. Just have to remind people, don't put a piece in the middle because you've got a hole. Yeah, our Tombow is so good. You really don't need much of it and it lasts and lasts. So that's good. That's going to go on the card now. Just got a little bit of a border. So go around the edge and that way. And then a little bit in the middle. That's going to go on here. There we go. Now, these two here will come flat together. So I'll just whiz that on. Because the trees are folded, they do still squish flat. Now, the only thing is when you post them, you have to just be careful of the whole overall envelope, that it's not going to be too thick. So when we come to put other layers on, I will put this flat. I don't know. Depends if you're going to give it away or whether you're going to. This will bounce up. You will see some of the tree. I'm sure you will when you get further up. I hope it's not too small. I think I'm going to leave it there just in case, and then I'm going to make up the tree first, and then we're going to have that so it sits on here. Now I start at the top on this one. Now, I'll just zoom in a bit actually, because I need you to be able to see. There we go, see me building it. Somewhere I had a piece of white grid paper there. Because this is quite dark, I've just got this out so that you can see on a white sheet. It might show up better for you. Okay, you're there with me, aren't you? Hi Jane, nice to see you. Hi Anne. So we're going to do these in order. Now, if you have this one, I'm lining this up on that solid black line here. I'm going to stick this one, and it's just going to slot inside the back of this tree. Okay, so if I hold that one on there, I want this one to come into that little gap in there, and we're going to slide that one in, and we want to put this on the halfway mark between those. So we've got this, these are 1/4 inches. So we've got this one on the edge on this solid line. This one's going to come down the line in the middle there. Okay, if you get it positioned within the actual, can you see, I hope you can see there's one square there and one square there. You can do the same with this one. So we're going to stick that in, and it's going to be just over a little bit, up a little bit. So there's the first one, the second one in is going to meet the top and the bottom. So you know you've got it straight going down, and you've got even there. Okay, now I've got that in position, I've just got to put some Tombow on the end here. Just on that tip, that's all we're going to do at the moment. Okay, you can hold the top piece. So I'm going to hold that one in place, going to slide that one in underneath. Okay, and slide that down there. Tombow gives you a few seconds of wiggle room. Okay, so we're just going to sit that one there and then press it down. So that's going to hold those two together. And just sit there for a few seconds to make sure it's adhered. Okay, and that's our first and second ones in. You should find that they are now built together. Okay, so I'm going to put those back in place just so you can see. I won't take them all off. Okay, and now this is our third one. We're going to do the same. So this one is now going to come on this solid line. So we're doing them at 1/2 inch intervals. Okay, we're now going to go one square either side of this. So I've got a bigger piece here I can now adhere. The first one's very tiny at the top there. So just on that top piece of the tree, the point. So I'm going to slide that in, meet at the top there, meet at the bottom there, and press that down. Okay, I'm making it easy for you. So you haven't got to get the measurements right. You're just going to follow a piece of grid paper. This is in 1/4 inch intervals, and it's working well. So the next one's going to come halfway through. So you can see, if I hold that up, you can see how that's bouncing up. I'm sticking it inside there. So I'll give you the side on view. That point is going to go in there. Okay, so it's just slots inside. So if I do the same on here, I'm going to do that tip at the top. Okay, just half of it, and then slide that in. So you're going to slide that in the bottom. Okay, and then this is going to be on the 1/2 inch mark there and there. Make sure it's nice and straight, and press it down. Okay, and then we're going to do the same with the last piece. Oops. And about halfway down. And hold that piece, and then that's going to go in here, and we'll go back to the solid line again. So you make sure that's inside and then on to here, and we're one from the bottom and one from the top. Okay, that's the easiest way I've found to describe it to people. Okay, and there is our tree. Okay, there he is. You could do smaller intervals. Now I've gone 1/2 inch intervals. You could go those at 1/4 inches and 1/4 inch intervals and make it longer, and however long you want it. So you could make it longer and thinner. Okay, that just as an idea. I might do that another day. I'm just going to peel that off there, get that out of the way, and there is our little tree. Now this will sit on there, and you will see those borders. Can you see that on there? Doesn't that just look lovely? So because this will bounce up, when it's flat in the envelope, it will go completely flat. Okay, you can see that. So I'm going to stick these ones down flat. I'm not going to raise them up. It's just going to be too big. A bit of fluff on there. What's that? I'll stick this down, just Tombow around the edges. There we go, and a bit of scribble through the middle. And this one, if we line it up straight, to get my fingers out of the way and get the tweezers. And then I'm pretty good at eyeballing, so I'll just eyeball that into the centre. put that down. The texture just gives it a little bit of extra on there. Okay, and then this one's going to go through the centre. Okay, like that. Oh, thanks, Anne. I haven't put a trunk on that tree. And I haven't really decided where I'm going to put my greeting on this one, because I've done them in the past. I did loads of them, and one Christmas. But I need to put a sentiment on there somewhere. So before we fix this one down, I'm going to grab a sentiment. So let's just see what we've got here. I took an awful lot with me today, so I think I want something small. You know what? See, this one's really nice, and the decorative trees has been really popular today as well. Oh, Christmas tree would be lovely, but I think that's too big to go on here. If we have, this is the wrong colour, but I think that is going to be too big, definitely. So we need, just get them back in there. We need something a little bit smaller. What have we got here? Off camera. Not Christmas. I think I'm going to go with this one here. Is really sweet. We use this one on Saturday. This is a little tiny Merry Christmas, and that could literally just be situated wherever, but that might be, I think that might be too small. Let's get it out and see what we think. So that little one there, oops daisy, there we go. If you had that card there, where would you put the little greeting? Just at the bottom there underneath? Because the tree does all the work. I think that might look nice just on there. Okay, I might find a little banner for it as well. Grab a block. Well, there's my block for that one. I need a white little scrap next. Just relying on there being something in here I can use. And that little piece in there will do just fine. So I'm using Garden Green, the ink pad that goes with the base card. So just stamp that quickly on there. There we go. It's just small enough, just right. So that's going to come on here. But I'd like to use the banners. I love these banners, the stylish shapes. We've got some really tiny ones in here. We've got this little one in the middle there. I think that's going to work nicely. That'll be perfect. So let's just run the little, bring the babby in because I don't need the big one. Elastic band I've got to keep out of the way of Tiggs because he will see that and he will play with it. So we'll place this on here, get that in the centre. Now I know the frame on here is, oops daisy, you can't see me. I know the frame looks like it's obliterating some of this, but it does fit, trust me. I'm just going to stick that down so it doesn't budge. Come back here, take that off. Back in there, they can go out of the way. So this one here, just got a piece of that scrap. Take that out and then pop this one through and look at that. That little greeting's just perfect, isn't it? Just the right size. So we put this back on the magnet so it doesn't get lost. And then we can finish building this. Now, we have got a little bit of sticky on there. I can feel there's some sticky there. If you're happy with this, mine is really secure on the back there. There's no loose ends. It's definitely well adhered. We're going to put Tombow, the adhesive, all over the back there. Okay. And then we'll just place it down. I'll probably put it so that the tip is just inside there, and then our little sentiment can go just on the bottom here, and that will be raised. I'll put that one up like so. Okay, I know one other thing I need to do, so I'm going to just get hold of that tightly in the tweezers. The Tombow all over here. It's a really nice little tree. It's a little bit different. Only do the base piece that is literally flat on the card. Don't do these little pieces here. So again, make sure that's nice and straight. So you aim for the middle there. Just pull it down a little bit. So just it's on the middle of the white layer, I think. So we want to just press on that. I'm going to get a block. Just hold that in place till it sets a bit. to just do that. So pass the time of day, admire the greeting, and I might just see if I have a little piece of sponge on the table. Nothing in there. I do tidy up sometimes, and then when you want a piece, you can't find a piece. Ooh. Oh, that's a bit small. It is small, but it will work. So we've got a little piece here. Not sure what colour had that on there last. Watching from Arizona. Hi, Francis. Love the idea. It is fabulous. It's one I did ages ago. I think it's probably beginning of COVID somewhere. I recorded a video. But because I do my lives now, I very rarely actually record a video. So I think that's really, really cute. So I'm going to cut the top of this because it looks like it's black on there. Cut the top off, chuck that away, and then use this one on the green. To garden green again. And all I'm going to do, take the project out of the way, and I'm just going to dip that soft end in here. Go over the ink pad so it doesn't splatter everywhere. And then just do a little bit on those edges. Okay, in those corners. Down this side. And on those little corners in there. Really nice little shape, but it just giving that softness to the edge on there. So it just changes. Drop some little fluffy bits on there. So now we're going to try and find some foam pads. I did have some in sight. Just see where they're hiding. Might be some in there. Great card idea. Thanks, Shaz. So I'm going to use some of these because they're quite small on here. I'm just going to snip through the bottom bit. Just snip through some of these edge pieces. Okay. And put those on the back. There and there. Two can go in the bin. Go back in a travel bag. Pick that up. And then this, imagine where that's actually going to point at the end there, and I'm just going to put that at the bottom of the tree. So it's kind of half on and half off of the green layer. Okay, and there is our tree. Okay, so it's a really nice, it does stand up, but like I say, it does fold flat like so. Oops, where are we? Tilt you away. Just fold flat to go in the envelope. Okay, so you're good there. So we've got one more thing to do on here. It needs a star on the top there, I think. So I want to remind you about these, not that piece of card, that's in the wrong packet. These glimmer papers. We've got 3 shades in here, and you get 2 sheets of each. You've got the real red, you've got the garden green, I think this one granny apple green. Let's just check on the back here. Cherry cobbler, garden green and granny apple green. Okay, so we have got garden green in there, which is this darker one at the back there. So you can see how well that goes. I have got a little tiny piece in here. I know because I used it today to do something similar. So the star shape is from the decorative trees, which was the one we had out earlier. I've been using this a lot lately. It's really, really good value for money. There's so many pieces in here. Incredible set. All of those wonderful dies. Oops, Daisy, I'll bring you out now. I've finished. There you go. All of those dies in one pack. And then you've got the stamp set as well. So, like I say, using that quite a bit. This is just going to come on the top here on the glitter. Make sure that's all in. Plate. Oh, on that one maybe. And cut that one through. Out the other end. Just poke that little star out, and there it is. Look, sitting on there on the white. So that can go away. Put that one straight back in your die pack, so on the magnet, so you don't lose it. Been there, got the t-shirt. Hate losing dies. Searching everywhere for them. So I'm going to bring that one back on. Now you could actually have that in a different colour. Because you can see little bits of the red on there, I'm wondering if we put a red star on there. But just make it pop a little bit, I think. I think so. Let's just do that all over again. A little tiny piece in the corner there. Oops, that one. That one won't get wasted. That will go in a little pot. So just repeat that again. You can have too much green, can't you? This will just be a little bit of a contrast. So you get 2 sheets of each of these colours. So it's quite a good pack for Christmas. And we do use it sparingly. We just cut off the little piece that we need. The trees are gorgeous, Angela. I have got an order going through. I've had a couple of more orders today to add to it. So I'll get that through in the morning. I'll pop that through for you, my dear. So just pop that through. There we go, that little red one, that can go in the bin. That one back on the magnet. If you like your glue dots, girls, you might have some demos on it. If you like your glue dots, these are some black ones I did for another project. And this is just the roll of glue dots as we have them, as they arrive on rolls like this, on the stickies on the inside. So what you can do is if you've got several, or if you're doing cards you want to pack a little kit up, just stick them onto the glue dots. So that they're on there already. In fact, I'll show it because I'm going to do this one. So if you just open the insides of this, and they're all spaced out along there, so you just pick that up, stick it on the glue dot. They're really tacky glue dots. But once they're on there, you can literally just line them all up and put them in the box with the die, so you've got them ready done. So when you're doing another project, especially if you're using scraps up, you just literally stick them on there. They're out of the way and they won't get lost. All right, like those ones, going to go back in that box. So this one's just going to come over, and I'll pick that up with my tweezers. All right, and then that one's just going to sit. I think it needs to sit just behind there, like so. Just like so. How does that look? Okay, it just makes it look like a tree, and it's got the finishing touch to it. Okay, so there's our card, and there's our liner, a little greeting on the bottom there. You can read that one. And then just a little bit of decoration in the centre. Haven't got any envelopes out today, so I won't do the envelope, but another piece of that paper will go, one of these 2 papers will go on the envelope back as well. Be easy after the first time, absolutely. But when you watch it on replay, go to the YouTube side, it's a lot easier, and then you can just pause it as you go, cut your pieces. So just to recap on those sizes there, we started off at 3.5 for this bottom one. Then we had a 3-inch square, a 2.5-inch square, a 2-inch square, and a 1.5 on the top there. Okay, but you can vary that. You can go down, like I said, and you can do it in 1/2 centimetre intervals, 1/4 of an inch centimetres, whatever, it's a 1/4 of an inch intervals, whatever you want to do. Okay. So there we go. I hope you love that. And it's, like I say, tomorrow I'm pretty sure it's National Origami Day, because that's why I wrote it in my diary for tonight. Okay, so you do your own origami, and please put the photos in the comments underneath my post for today. Okay, so that we can see all your different colours and what you do with them. Okay, I'm going to come back to me. Okay, there we go, and there I am. And there we go. So yeah, hopefully you've loved that, and as always, like I say, if there's any special requests, then please let me know. Sorry, I've got the light on behind me today. It's I didn't put the other lights on, so I've a bit of a halo above my head, look. Yeah, what was I going to say? There's some exciting new kits coming up. In December, we've seen the December, and one of the December kits and one of the January kits on the leadership at the weekend. Really nice, the December one. It's a good one for Christmas presents. So as soon as we've got the graphics and we can share with you, then we will do that. Okay, so have fun, have a good week, and I will see you on Wednesday for the next evening. I haven't got anything in the diary as to what I'm going to do, so do send me some vibes if there's something you want to see for Christmas that you need to catch up on. Okay.